Abuja. Hello, my city people. What a pleasant evening. It's been raining all day. It's been cold. The weather is set. The time is right. And welcome to another episode of the Capital City podcast. My name is Sadat Anissa Sharif, and today we're starting earlier than usual. And of course, we have a very, very important topic that we as Nigerians need to learn about. And what is that topic? What would Nigeria be without effective pharmacy regulation? Understanding the role of PCN, which is the Pharmacy Council of Nigeria, in protecting public health. Public health is very, very important in our society today. And it is important that we know what is the role of PCN in really trying to regulate this. And of course, in the studio, I have a great guest, the one and only, the Registrar of the Pharmacy Council of Nigeria, pharmacist Ibrahim Babashir Ahmed. Please give a round of applause to our guest.
Thank you very much.
Welcome to the studio, sir.
Thank you.
How are you feeling? How are you doing?
Very fine. It's been rainy all day, like you said.
Yes.
It's been a cold day.
It's been a cold day, and I'm very sure our audience, they're ready to listen and to learn what is the role. So, are you ready for us?
Very much ready.
Okay, let's go. So, ladies and gentlemen, sit back, relax, get your pen and paper, and let's start. Sir, for listeners who may not know, what is the Pharmacy Council of Nigeria, and why was it created?
Okay. The Pharmacy Council of Nigeria is an agency of the federal government that has responsibility to regulate and control the pharmacy education, the training, practice in all its aspects and ramification. When we say pharmacy education, training, and practice, we are looking at the institutions responsible for the training of pharmacists. That's faculties of pharmacists or colleges of pharmacy accredited in the Nigerian University, as well as for the sub-cadre pharmacy technicians. They are also trained from schools and colleges of health technology. Now, these training institutions undergo the process of accreditation, which of course is a process where the process of training is benchmarked against the regulatory standards set for the training for purposes of ensuring that the trained professional or personnel in the hand has requisite competencies and skill to deliver on quality pharmaceutical service.
Wow.
Now, within the practice space, which we also regulate, we are looking at the professionals, the facilities where they practice, and then the process by which they undertake this practice. Now, when we're talking about the personnel, we're talking about the pharmacists, we're talking about the pharmacy technicians. When we are looking at the facilities where they practice, we are looking at the pharmaceutical manufacturing facilities, facilities involving importation, facilities involved in distribution of medicines, wholesales of medicines, retail or community pharmacies, as well as the patent and proprietary medicine vendors. Now, the PCN set what you call minimum standard that is expected in each of these practice settings, because each of these facilities has to be licensed.
Yes.
And in the process of licensing, there are required tools for inspection. These required tools are put out there to ensure that the functionality with respect to each of these facilities meets the demand, the expected requirement, such that they will deliver quality services as well as quality product. Now, when you look at the product, the practice, the extension of the practice components, this has to do with putting in place the conduct that is expected of a pharmacist, a professional, in terms of his or her relationship with the patient, fellow health practitioners, even their employers, as well as general conduct within the society.
Wow, so you really gave us a very
And of course,
elaborate-
beyond that too, is the fact
Okay.
that we have responsibility to instill disciplinary actions where there are breach of any of these regulations.
So you've done justice to that question very well, because you've even answered some of the questions that I would like to also ask.
Okay.
But just like in a sentence, just for the sake of a layman, or an
Okay.
audience is saying that's not educated,
Yeah.
what would Nigeria's healthcare system look like without the PCN? Because somebody can be listening and is not educated and still does not understand.
Yeah.
So in layman terms, what would Nigeria's healthcare system be like if we didn't have all these things you just mentioned?
Maybe in summary,
In summary.
looking at everything that I have described, without an effective pharmacy regulation, then there is going to be what I can call public health crisis.
Yes.
Why are you going to have public health crisis? You are going to have people handling medicines, distributing medicines, dispensing medicines that are not qualified to do that. With those persons, you can be assured that anything can go wrong. You also have facilities that are not duly registered. Such facilities will mean that there will now be facilities, of course, that will do any and everything. In those facilities, you could have medicines that are supposed to be controlled medicine being handled anyhow without following the procedure. What that means is it endanger public health, because such people take those medicines and commit crime.
Yes.
In those facilities too, where they are not registered, you have chances of those medicines in those facilities being kept anyhow.
Yes.
Which of course could lead to degradation, expiry. What that means is that people taking those medicines are not likely to benefit anything from it. Apart from that is the fact that people involved in this process, if they are not under regulations, there are people I can say in summary, you cannot guarantee, they may not even be able to know the good and the bad, or the good from the bad.
Yes.
What that means is that the society may be exposed to access in terms of substandard and falsified medicines. All this put together, of course, endangers the health of the public.
And this is very, very effective in the protection of the public health sector.
Yes.
So I do hope that our audience out there has indeed heard what effective regulation would look like if the PCN is involved.
Yeah.
So, sir, based on what you just said, would you say those are the core mandates of the PCN, or would you help state out the core mandates of the PCN? Because there are always some different type of allegations or different type of words that they used
in terms of
discipline, the core mandate.
The core mandate of the Pharmacy
Council. Is it for discipline? Is it for a training pharmacist? Is it for licensing manufacturers? Or does it go beyond all that you have explained? The core mandate.
Okay. The core mandate of Pharmacy Council of Nigeria will start from, we determine the standard of knowledge and skills required for the practice of pharmacy profession. Meaning that for you to practice as a pharmacist, you must have gone through a structured process that is certified by the Pharmacy Council of Nigeria. Having established that, the PCN also have responsibility, like I said before, to accredit every institution that is involved in the process of training either pharmacists or the subcategory professionals. The PCN also have responsibility for registration and licensure of every facility, from manufacturers down to retailers. And of course, key from among these, of course, due to recent development, are those who are selling medicines online. They also have to come under the process of, under the purview of regulation of the Pharmacy Council of Nigeria. Now, in addition to that, is the fact that the PCN, like I said earlier, set the code of code of ethics. What that means is that if you are registered and licensed by the Pharmacy Council, because the essence of training is not that you are just trained and then put out there. The PCN, after training you, at the end of training, you are presented to the Pharmacy Council for purposes of induction. And then at that point, you take oaths. after the oath taking, you go through the process of internship. The internship is a structured process where you connect with the real practice setting, bringing the knowledge you have acquired from the training into practicality in terms of practice.
Yes.
And then that is that takes a period of 1 year. At the end of that 1 year, we have also introduced a quality assurance mechanism where a pharmacist, after the internship, undertake what we call pre-registration examination. And is unless and until the person passes, that's when the persons now go through the process of registration. Registration confers on you the right to say, today you are a registered pharmacist. The fact that you are registered is not enough. You are required to have your name retained on the register of pharmacists on an annual basis. So a pharmacist go through all this process for purposes of wanting, putting to the public somebody that we can guarantee that with him or her, the society is safe as far as the handling, distribution, use of medicines are concerned.
Yes.
Now, that is the process for the pharmacist. For the pharmacy technician, they also go through the process of training in schools and colleges of health technology.
Yes.
And then after that, of course, they write what you call national pre-certification examination. Then when they pass, such an individual is also duly registered, and then they are granted on annual basis what you call permit to work under the direct supervision of pharmacists. Now, you also have the patent and proprietary medicine vendors. These are people who are not pharmacists. These are people who are not even belong to the sub-cadre professionals. Before now, these were people that were created for purposes of perhaps closing the gap of inadequate access to facilities as well as professionals duly licensed by the PCN. Of course, we have gone past to where we were coming from, where this group of individuals were only people who had the ability to read and write.
Yes.
There's a lot of reform also in that particular, or repositioning of regulation in that particular space. Those individuals also have a structured process before they are licensed. But very importantly is the fact that these are a group of people that cannot handle all medicines. They only handle what you call over-the-counter medicines.
Okay.
Over-the-counter medicine, because these are medicines that have what we can call wide margin of safety.
Okay.
The therapeutic index is very wide, meaning that with them handling those medicines, the chances of anything happening negatively, especially from issues of, is reduced.
Yes.
So these are what we call over-the-counter medicines. I talked about electronic pharmacy regulation, which of course is very new.
Yeah, because I was going to say it's a new innovation.
It's a new aspect or new concept in the pharmacy regulatory space. We had an extensive meeting today because it's an area where that a lot of people are playing in. But I'm happy to say that we have a new regulatory framework, which was, of course, unveiled by the Honorable Minister of Health on the 10th of April this year. And we are working very hard towards its implementation. In fact, we've started to implement. Now, I must also put on record that we don't just do all this for purposes of, doing it. We also have a process for checking what is happening.
Yes.
We have a process of inspection. We have a process of monitoring, and we also have a process of enforcement.
Because that was going to be, I was trying to give you enough time to really elaborate a lot on that last question, but you actually answered a lot of the next questions I was going to ask. But just to kind of pinpoint it out there, a practical aspect, because now we're dealing with the regulations and rules of how you go about how things are regulated. But we would like to know, for the sake of the public, how do you do it? You said, because now you gave an example of saying, the monitoring, the enforcement. Because I was going to say, if somebody should see something otherwise, how would they do it? So how does the PCN ensure that medicine sold in Nigeria are safe and properly handled? You already elaborated all the necessary qualifications, but I want to know in an example form, or if somebody sees this, how do you do it? Do you write data? Do you send police? Like, just giving context to what you're saying.
Okay. Before I go to that question, I think there is something we are missing out.
Yes.
Because if we spoke about electronic pharmacy and its danger, we also need to talk about the open drug markets.
Yes.
Which of course you have you used to have in Sabo Nkeri Kano, you have in Onitsha, you have in Idumota, you have in Areara, and similar places like that. These are facilities that, of course, contribute to the problems we have because they are unregulated facilities. And with them, you can imagine the level of crisis we find ourselves in this country.
Yes.
Now, that apart, what are the instruments or what are the processes we put in place for purposes of regulation or registration? We have different categories of facilities. Okay. For manufacturers, we undertake direct inspection because of the sensitivity of the operations from the head office of the Pharmacy Council of Nigeria. All pharmaceutical manufacturers in this country are duly inspected before registration from the PCN headquarters. Equally too, the pharmacies in the hospital are directly, for now, inspected from the PCN head office and registry, or from what I can call the PCN personnel. Now, for other categories of facilities, we have what you call pharmaceutical inspection committees in every state of the Federation and the FCT. This pharmaceutical inspection committee conduct inspection on those facilities, either for importation, wholesalers, distributors, as well as community pharmacy, that is retail pharmacy. We have a tool that we give them. But it is important to say that who are pharmaceutical inspectors? Pharmaceutical inspectors are people that are being accredited and found worthy to have the integrity and trust to be given that responsibility. Meaning that, meaning that every person you find within that space or within that group called pharmaceutical inspectors are people that we have vetted their document. We have also ascertained their level of trust, the level of trust we put on them. And beyond that, they also sign what we call confidentiality form to ensure that, one, they don't bring their personal interest, conflict of interest form, so that they don't bring their personal interest to override the decisions of regulatory processes.
That's true.
Now, apart from the Pharmaceutical Inspection Committee, the Pharmaceutical Inspection Committee, maybe I should tell you the structure. In every state is chaired by the Director of Pharmaceutical Services in the state. PCN has offices in every state of the Federation, including the FCT. The PCN state officers serve as the secretary to that committee. And then we have other members of that committee, some from the public health, institutions, institutions of government, and also from the private sector. From the private sector, we have the Pharmaceutical Society of Nigeria. We also have the Association of Community Pharmacists, and they form this committee. Now, for the patent and proprietary medicine vendors, we also have what you call Patent and Proprietary Medicine Vendors Committee.
Wow.
In every state of the Federation. Now, these committees conduct inspection, following the checklist that we have given them, and make recommendations. Their recommendation is reviewed at the head office of the PCN. And it's only when we are convinced that what they have done was right, that is when those recommendations are granted approval. So the structure is, we have the Pharmaceutical Inspection Committees, as well as Patent and Proprietary Medicine Vendors Committee, doing these two different jobs. But like I said, for purposes of manufacturing facilities, we use the PCN officers. And then for hospital pharmacies, we also use the PCN officers. So these are the structures that we use. Now, when we come to enforcement,
Oh, sorry, sir. Before you
Okay.
the difference, because there's always been a debate and a question.
Yeah.
What is the difference between a patent store and a pharmacy?
Okay, like I said earlier, a patent and proprietary medicine vendor.
Because some of them used to claim, sir, you see a patent store, like for just an ordinary listener. If I see a patent store, I would just you'll be calling all these local chemists, doctor, pharmacist.
Yeah.
But without knowing that is a patent store.
Well,
so how will you know the difference?
Well, first and foremost, every facility, whether pharmacy or patent medicine, is supposed to have a license conspicuously displayed in the facility. So if you go into any facility, including those who are calling themselves pharmacy, patent medicine, once you cannot see clearly the PCN license duly signed by the registrar, you cannot call it a genuine facility.
Your signature is not there.
That is true. Now, what are the difference between patent and proprietary medicine and pharmacy?
Yes.
I said earlier here, a patent and proprietary medicine vendor is supposed to handle only what we call, medicines in the approved medicine list. Yes. These are medicines that largely are over-the-counter medicines, and they are very few. A patent and proprietary medicine vendor is not supposed to handle antibiotics. Yes. A patent and proprietary medicine vendor is not supposed to handle what I can call prescription medicines, prescription-only medicines. Yes. Yes. Diabetic drugs, hypertensive drugs, all of them, prescription-only medicine, they are not supposed to handle. And very importantly, they are not supposed to handle control medicines. Even for pharmacists who handle control medicine, they are supposed to be products that are properly guided. Because one, you have a register duly approved, where for every tablet you dispense, you have to enter it so that each time we come around, either for inspection or monitoring purposes, we check against what you had as stock. You're also supposed to have a dedicated area with a cupboard with lock.
Okay, we see it in pharmacies. So there's a reason.
That's the reason. They are kept there for purposes of keeping control medicines.
Yes.
Reason being that not everybody within the facility, other than pharmacy, that you'll have access to those medicines.
Yes.
Because at the point of giving out, you are supposed to be conscious. With the pharmacist, we are certain that he or she is conscious of the fact that these are drugs that have the tendencies of abuse. These are drugs that, if not well used, of course, could cause harm, serious harm, not only to the patient, but even to the public. So, yes. So, a pharmacy is a facility under the operation of a superintendent pharmacist. Yes, a superintendent pharmacist is a pharmacy that is duly registered and licensed by the Pharmacy Council, whose facility has also been found appropriate for purposes of either operating as a community pharmacy, wholesale pharmacy, or what have you. Those facilities have capacity to handle any category of medicine, including poisons, because their licenses allow them to carry poisons. This we must emphasize. A pharmacist has right to handle poisons.
So you can handle poison?
Yes, you can handle poison.
So that's well elaborated and well said, because in the general public, there is no distinction between a patent store and a pharmacy. Once everybody calls, especially in the grassroots level, we are going to chemists. Because I know it is very accessible now to get hypertensive medicine, diabetic medicines. So are you saying now that that's not the right way to do it, even though it's being done?
Yes. Well, what is causing this? One, we have to know foremost, why did we find ourselves in this circumstance?
Yes.
Why do we have what I can call proliferation of those so-called vendor shop, which people call chemists?
Yes,
it's not as a result of failure of regulation, but it's as a result of fault within the system. When the patent and proprietary medicine vendors were created in 1936, yes, the authority to regulate them was situated in the Federal Ministry of Health. And then that authority is now delegated from time to time to various levels of government, various institutions of government for purposes of regulation. Sadly, from that period till it is now finally with the Pharmacy Council, we had situations where once it is delegated, we had a time it was delegated to even local government chairmen. It cannot be as bad as that. And I don't think it has happened anywhere in the world. But it happened. When the regulation failed, government reverted it back to the Pharmacy Council, just like it was given to Ministries of Health. It failed, it was given back to Pharmacy Council. We also knew it was centralized in the Federal Ministry of Health. It failed, it was given back to Pharmacy Council. Each time the regulation was centralized, these individuals resist it because they don't want to be under one straight direct regulation. But what is funny is the fact that you have an institution that is regulating manufacturers, importers, wholesalers, distributors, retailers, or community pharmacy. I mean, what is it that somebody should think that institution does not want to take to regulate somebody who is handling over-the-counter medicine?
Exactly.
I mean, it's just something that they can never add up. Well, what made it worse was the fact that many times these people, when it is reverted back, they'll go to court. And unfortunately, we had times where they actually had what you call injunction from court, from being regulated by the PCN. Government has said, go back to PCN. They have gone to court that we don't want to go. Court say, okay, we are putting injunction. Then we now have a system where anything goes.
Okay, where will I go?
We are happy that the government itself has seen the fact that there is need to ensure that this thing stops.
Yes.
And that was why that particular aspect of the law was repealed. And in the course of reforming the Pharmacy Council of Nigeria Act, the regulation of these individuals has now been brought under the direct umbrella of the Pharmacy Council. It's no longer being done through the process of regulation, delegation. And that is why you could hear recent landmark judgments, like the one we just got in Calabar, where a woman and 3 others were sentenced to 8 years imprisonment. We also had another landmark judgment in Ibadan, I think about 3 weeks ago, where a vendor was also sentenced to 3 months in prison with an option of 150,000 naira fine, whatever it is. That is, the fact that the person has been found to have committed an offense. We also have another judgment in first week of June, which has to do with fundamental human rights. Somebody is saying that you came for enforcement, you find the facility not registered, and because of that, you close me down. You are infringing on my fundamental human right. And the court said, no, the PCN was doing what it is set up to do. So with these landmark judgments, including the one we got February 17, 2024, which enabled us to close Kano Market, which was delivered by Justice Amebeda of Federal High Court in Kano, has actually put us on a new track in terms of regulation of these people. There's no longer hiding place. And I can assure you that we are now seriously going after all the unregistered facilities. Last week we were in Plateau. Before Plateau we were in Kano. Before Kano we were in Kaduna. After Kaduna we were in Ibadan, Oyo State. And we will continue to do that. We have closed down more than 70,000 of these facilities, and we'll continue on this trajectory until all of them conform to regulation. And what you have today, people operating facilities anyhow and calling themselves any and every name, will stop.
They're even wearing lab coats.
Thank you very much. It will stop. We've also had one in FCT, and we'll continue to do that across the country.
It's a big congratulations to the family. Should I say to the Pharmacy Council, or should I even say to the public health sector of Nigeria? Because it is very important you have people that you should hold responsible for these regulations. Because just because the Pharmacy Council is saying, oh, I want to be in charge of this, it's also a huge responsibility. So, of course, when it comes to this aspect of trying to, because there are a lot of big people, especially all over Nigeria, you see them in Aba, in the big markets, in in Kano, Sabongari, people are moving trailers and trucks of drugs, and all these things will now not be. We'll be wondering whether they have any regulation whatsoever.
Well, for these markets, I need to let you know that the coordinating Minister of Health has written to all the governors of the state concerned.
Yes.
Because the coordinating Minister of Health has an agenda called Health Sector Renewal Investment Initiative. In it, there is a pillar for governance.
Please say that again, sir.
Health Sector Renewal Investment Initiative.
Okay.
In
So
it, one of the first pillar has to do with governance. And in governance, under that, of course, you have the process of strengthening regulation.
Yes.
Because with regulation, you are sure of quality service delivery. You are sure of protection for the public, protection of the public health. Now, the Honorable Coordinating Minister is concerned about these markets. And he's giving us all the necessary support. And I can assure you that each of these markets,
yes, they
have entered into what we call irrevocable memorandum of understanding with clear timelines that we are going to close them down and move them to what is now going to be called coordinated wholesale centers, just like you have in Kano. They are not markets because they have well laid out regulatory requirements, and the facilities will be registered by superintendent pharmacist. One thing is key here. Apart from the markets that have been identified as open drug market in this country, we will not allow any market to come up again. And if any market is coming up, I have given directive to our officer to ensure that we eliminate it.
Yes, sir.
With all the powers and the force.
Yes.
That government has given us. We can't allow anyone to come up again, and none shall come up again. No. The ones already on ground, we have entered into a mechanism or a process for their closure and their movement. But the fact that somebody would think that we can just come together and cluster and think it's an opportunity for us to ask for CWC, no.
Yes.
It's not going to happen again.
Well said, sir, because this is definitely very exciting.
Yeah.
This is something that people should definitely be open to and also call attention to the public, especially if an outsider is seeing this and they're seeing like an irregular practice of drug wholesaling whatsoever. They should be able to access the PCN, which brings me to the next question that you were going to touch on, which was enforcement.
Okay.
So before then, we would like to open our lines up for contributions, or because I won't want to ask for questions straight up, but we'd like to keep the lines open to get them in check. So the number to call is 080-5682-6499. We already even had some people trying to call. 080-5682-6499. The second number to call is 091-6333-4965. I go again, 091-6333-4965. So, sir, we're going into the next topic, which is about enforcement. I love how you explained everything, how you've structured everything, even the collaboration with the state government. And it's very important that the audience do listen and hear about this, because they say, well, you don't know, you don't know. But when you know, you can even help to participate or to create more awareness, even if it's as small as telling your neighbor, this is how it should be done. That's really how change starts. As they say, change begins with me.
Yeah.
So, sir, my next question that we're talking about professional standard and practice. How does the PCN maintain standard and discipline among pharmacists and pharmacy technicians? Because after all, we're already going into talking about how the PCN enforces. Is it that you send police officers to come and arrest the person, or they'll put padlock at the gate? How exactly does the enforcement work?
First and foremost is the fact that these pharmacists, like I said earlier, they take oath of practice.
Yes.
They also have what you call code of ethics for the practice of profession. And once they are out there rendering their services, we have different mechanisms of ensuring that people do the right thing. We have the process of inspection. We have what you call routine inspection. And we also have what you call monitoring. When we talk about enforcement, there are some that, inspection, there are some that may not be really relevant here, because there is what you call locational approval inspection, there is facility inspection. All those are for those who are trying to set up newly, but a facility that is already established. There is what you call routine inspection. Routine inspection is undertaking to ensure that the standard that was was in place as at the time the facility was registered
Yes.
is sustained or improved upon. Away from monitoring routine inspection, we also have monitoring inspection. Monitoring is you go to interact with the practitioner
Yes.
to extract from them what they are doing and to also use it as a process of guidance. Monitoring is different from routine because from routine, you can issue compliance directives.
Yes.
I can also issue sanctions. That is for routine inspections.
Yes.
But for monitoring, it's more of guidance
Okay.
and as well as encouragement.
Okay.
Now, when people go out of their way to do the wrong thing, certainly we issue sanctions.
Yes.
Now, how do we do that? What we do is we pick on states
Okay.
depending on intelligence.
Okay.
Yes, we pick on states. When we pick on a particular state, we go in, we make proper arrangement with security agencies because it's a risky job.
Yes.
And then we go into the state, we do our planning, we do our mapping, we do everything that we need to do. And then we set out for enforcement in teams with security agencies. I won't have to tell you everything about the way we do enforcement, but we have our checklist.
Yes.
When we go for enforcement, we just returned from Plateau, where we closed over 500 facilities because those facilities did not meet the basic requirement,
Yes.
either for registration or I even registered but are practicing away from regulatory standards.
Yes.
And then some of them were not even duly registered. And some of them were registered but found doing the very wrong things. I can tell you a particular facility we found in Plateau. In fact, the report came to us through an anonymous intelligence report.
Okay.
The facility is heavily stocked with cough syrups. Heavily stocked with cough syrup. When there is no cough epidemic.
Exactly.
So, in fact, I just attended to that matter today.
Wow.
And we'll ensure that
Is it saving it up for when there's a cough?
No,
pandemic?
but you know what cough, what brought us to this situation of insecurity. It's as a result of abuse of, remember the codeine, suicide codeine documentary from BBC.
Yes.
This is what it is, these cough syrups. And this is the danger of proliferation of unregistered facilities because a duly registered facility wouldn't go into those kind of practices.
Or you have someone you can
So
hold.
when we were in the field for enforcement, I've told you how we pick states that we go to. I've also told you how we plan our movement through mapping and then of course dividing ourselves into teams and ensuring that each team is well covered with security agencies. And then we go out. Then when we go we don't just go, after them for purposes of punitive, no. We go, we interact with them, ensure that they are doing the right thing. Those who are not doing the right thing, we take them or bring them down.
So even your own protection of your own staff, and especially in carrying out all this kind of work, how you mentioned that you go with security agencies.
Yes.
Is it that a partnership with another security agency, or within your council there is a segment of?
No. We have partnership with Nigerian Police.
Okay.
Force. We also have We also have partnership with Nigerian Civil Defense, Nigerian Security and Civil Defense Corps. So these are law enforcement agencies.
Okay.
And of course, they are also out there to protect the citizens.
Yes.
So, and what we are doing, of course, is protecting the public health.
Yes.
So, of course, their leadership give us the necessary support when we are going out for these activities.
Oh, well done, sir. Because I also, you gave a tip, which is you said you got an anonymous message of how you were able to go and search out. So that's a very big call to the audience listening out there, that you can call them or reach out to the PCN if indeed you're suspecting anything going wrong.
Otherwise. You can use our email. We also have hotline. We can make them available to AIT so that Raypower, so that you can inform the public.
Yes,
let us know.
We do have to.
Okay.
And sir, is there any reward for whistleblowing?
Yes, there will be reward.
We joking, but like sometimes this is what they like to listen to. Would there be any? Because like you said, if you shut down if you're able to tip PCN and shut down a very big facility,
we wouldn't mind. We can.
They'll give you special badge. If it's a special badge as chief. The special badge would definitely be needed recognition.
It's okay.
Well said, sir. So we're wrapping up to come to the end of the show.
Okay.
We'll be done pretty soon. I would like to call out the number again for people to call. And we are on live on our YouTube live, Instagram live, and on WhatsApp. So we have people sending in questions that I can read out as well.
Okay.
But for anyone that wants to call, the topic again is what would Nigeria be without effective pharmacy regulation? Understanding the role of PCN in protecting public health. The number is 091 6333 4965. I go again, 091 6333 4965. So you've done a lot of justice to the topic of understanding what Nigeria will be like without effective pharmacy regulation. Of course, you've said it all. Aside the harm being done to the public health, even insecurity is definitely an issue. Martin, okay, we have a caller. Hello, good evening.
Good evening, how are you?
Please, can you reduce your volume, please? Your name and where you're calling from?
I'm in
Sorry?
What is the paracetamol, please? What is happening to paracetamol?
What is happening to paracetamol?
Yeah.
Okay, thank you very much. I just asked that.
Yeah.
You said what is happening to paracetamol?
Well, I don't know whether, but I think paracetamol is available everywhere. Paracetamol is an over-the-counter medicine.
Okay, we have another call. Hello, good evening.
Good evening.
Yes, good evening.
I've worked with the teacher, that is the Matata Conference, when I was in 19. And I discovered the first one on interview. But I want to people to my own problem is this.
Hello, please calm down. We cannot hear you.
There are quite a lot of havoc in Nigeria. Are you listening to me, sir?
No, we cannot, sir, because you are not edible.
Are you listening to me?
We can't hear you well. Please call back in when you can. We can't hear you well. So we're going to read out one of the written messages that we have here on our YouTube live. And we have a lot of comments. We have very proud of you, our dear registrar from Maureen Nwafo. We're very proud of you. Well done, sir. More grace to do more. They're all definitely complimenting all the work with the digital pharmacy. The coordinated wholesale center at Kano is a very impressive and sophisticated move to really eliminate counterfeit medications. Gaskia, we need more of it in other states within the country.
Thank you.
That's from Lukman Rabiu. Ifeanyi saying, well done, sir. Keep up the good work. I appreciate all the clarifications, sir, but more efforts should be made towards ensuring a consistent enforcement.
Thank you.
We have more. So then we have another question, sir. Can we still make other cough syrups prescription only medicine POM? Because
dextromethorphan.
Because thank you for knowing that I still make these boys that abuse it drowsy and dizzy.
Yeah. Dextromethorphan is not an over-the-counter cough syrup.
Okay. Sorry, sir, to add. She said also Los Portal pharmacies regulated by PCN. Hospital pharmacies regulated by PCN.
Hospital pharmacies. Yes. That's pharmacies within the hospitals.
Yes. So those are the two questions.
Duly under the purview of regulation of the Pharmacy Council of Nigeria.
Okay.
I didn't just start today. The regulation of the hospital pharmacies has been on. This year alone, we've had inspections conducted in the FCT, in Ondo State, in Lagos State, in Oyo State, in Osun State, and several other states for hospital pharmacies.
Yes.
So they are under the regulation of Pharmacy Council of Nigeria.
Then what about the other? Do you have a caller? Okay, we have a caller. We are running out of time. Hello, good evening.
Excuse me, what I'm saying now is that my own observation is this. This basic called chemist that are causing a havoc in Nigeria. I had a experience when I was a claimant of HIV.
Yes.
It's not everything that they will go on prescription. Even someone can give 3 years off as an eye drop. You understand it?
Yes, sir.
Because the note I went when I was in 93 made me to discover that a lot of havoc, they should be pharmacists. So it's not easy to be a pharmacist.
It's not, sir. It's not. It's not.
It's not easy to be a pharmacist.
Okay. I'm so sorry. Yes, thank you so much. I'm so sorry I had to cut that off because we have less than a minute to wrap up.
Okay.
Always to 5:55.
Okay.
So sorry, sir. I thought we always know the time is always too small and there's so many questions to go about.
Okay.
Just final words, sir.
Okay.
And the last question: what message would you like to leave with Nigerians with the importance of the PCN in protecting lives and ensuring the healthcare?
Thank you very much. What I would want to put forward as the last comment,
yes, sir,
is to ensure that Nigerians do not patronize unregistered facility. When you go into any facility for purposes of accessing medicines, ensure that the facility is duly registered by the Pharmacy Council. Ask for the pharmacist, ask for the license, or look out for the license. And even for patent and proprietary medicine vendor that's also only over the counter medicine, please ask for the license of the facility.
Yes.
Ensure that the outlook of a patent medicine vendor does not take that of a pharmacy.
Yes.
And where you see them doing it wrongly, please.
How do you do that? How will you report?
Report directly to the Pharmacy Council.
Like how, sir? Websites, phone number?
We have our email.
Okay.
We also have our website, www.pcnig.gov.ng.
Yes.
We have our email, pcnig@yahoo.ca, not com. You can also use connect at pcn.gov.ng. You can reach out to us in any of these forms. And we also have hotlines.
Ibrahim, do you have any last words personally you would like to tell the listeners?
Well,
from you now.
From me, is to appreciate Rare Power for providing this opportunity of ensuring that the public is appropriately informed, guided, and to also let them know the dangers of patronizing unregistered facilities, and to also let them know, importantly, that we are eliminating open drug markets from Nigeria. Nobody should buy drugs from them.
We're eliminating it
completely.
Thank you so much, sir. A round of applause, everybody. Thank you, Pharmacist Ibrahim Babashir Ahmed. We're looking forward to see you more and more and more. More grace to your elbows, sir. More achievements, more success. And we wish you a very amazing tenure as the Registrar of Pharmacy Council of Nigeria.
Thank you very much.
Okay, there you have it, my audience, my listeners. We're out of time. See you next week with another amazing guest, an amazing topic. You can find this on our YouTube and our social media platform. See you next time. Bye.